Of people that weren't part of the race ever, it wouldn't be a bad thing.
My name is Eric, and that's Eric.
So, which one of you guys is the boss?
He is.
Why don't you guys tell me a little bit about the how the AirVenture Cup Race all got started?
For Eric's 18th birthday and high school graduation present, I enrolled us in the cross-country air race, the aircraft cross-country air race.
Probably best to stop.
We ran the cross-country air race and we were kind of disappointed the way we went. There wasn't that spirit of camaraderie there.
We can be honest, we sat around afterwards drinking beer. I was 21 at the time, by the way.
I don't think there's a statute of limitations on that either.
If we ever did an air race, we'd do a lot different. We'd organize this and that and this.
We'd have numbers so it looks like real racing airplanes.
And we just kind of came up with a lot of ideas, and we always wanted to go to Kitty Hawk. That was kind of, and we thought, well, this would be a perfect way to do it. Is we have this event down there, and so we planned to have the air race. And I was working when I got out of college. I was working for EAA, and my boss was really pro promoting home builds, a guy named Ben Owen. And I showed Ben my idea, and he said, "That's a great idea. We should show Tom." I said, "Okay." So we went over and presented it to him. He said, "That's great. When you guys are going to start?" And I'm like, "Well." Came up with the idea, and he said, "No, you guys are you're perfect. You guys will run the race, and we'll do it next year." So that's kind of where we got started.
So you did the first race. What year was that you did the race?
1998.
98.
And we did it we had a committee of 6 guys, and Eric and I were the only 2 that went out to the starting line. We did that whole logistical thing with just 2 of us. It about killed us. And we flew the Comanche out there and back, and it took us so long coming back because of the weather and the racers were so much faster that as we were coming back into Oshkosh, racers we met them coming out going home.
So, how many airplanes were there that first year? 10 airplanes.
And the first year, originally the plan was going to be Kitty Hawk, Dayton, Oshkosh, like it kind of evolved into, and it was decided that the first time was going to be just Kitty Hawk to Oshkosh nonstop, and that was
fuel when you need it kind of thing.
Yeah, just and so we pretty much only attracted like the long easies and stuff that had the 1,500 miles worth of range that could grind along all day. What else did you know about that first race?
What was it called back then?
The AirVenture Cup.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
First race. Okay.
And it's been the AirVenture Cup all along, and then the Dayton stop kind of came about. It was something we always wanted to do because it was just too long to sit in an airplane, 6.5 hours back from there, so we thought we'd break it up by doing this pit stop. And then in '99, we had the now famous AirVenture Cup weather, where we could get to Dayton, but we couldn't get all the way to Oshkosh. So we called the FBO and Commander Arrow, who's now been like the host for the last 6 years, and said, "Remember that race we were talking? We had stopped there on the way to Kitty Hawk, and said that race we told you about that we're going to do for next year, we'll be there in 3 hours." And they called and got the line guys out of bed early, and they went and set the whole thing up, and they were there waiting for us.
Excellent. How'd you get Dare County involved, like Tim Gaylord and all that?
They were here on the field.
They were in the exhibit
When we got the idea to run the race that first year, we stopped at the exhibit building and said, if we wanted to run an air race from Kitty Hawk to Oshkosh for the start of the convention, who would we talk to? And they all pointed Tim Gaylord from Dare County and said, here's the guy you need to talk to. And that's how we got involved with them.
So if you guys each had something to say to both former racers that you want back or people that haven't been out yet because they might be intimidated, how about that? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, certainly if you've raced before, you should come back because it's a lot of fun. We look forward to. It's like kind of become a kind of a mini flying, where we have the pre-race activities and it's a chance to get to know everybody and the friends that we've met just through doing the race has been a lot of fun. And same thing for somebody that's never done it before. I think the race is is kind of secondary to the camaraderie and the fun of getting everybody together, and it's the most fun way to get into Oshkosh. Probably the easiest way to get into Oshkosh too, for flying all day.
What about you? What he said?
Well, it's a family event. We have a lot of fun. We're our own family also.
One big dysfunctional family.
Yeah. You can tweak your airplane, make it go a little faster. Most of these guys are flying their airplanes that they fly every day. And having a whole lot of fun and experiences you'll never forget.
I'll do it.
And as far as like the competition goes, I think the best competition is not necessarily like the the real fast guys, the SX300s and the Glaciers and stuff like that. The best competition is between like airplanes in their classes. You know, the two very easy that are slugging it out, or two Lancer 360s.
The RV class.
The RVs. You know, we had two guys tied this year, 2 to 2nd after 400 miles.
Very good.
That's kind of cool.
Anything else? This is your chance to get the word out, fellas.
Come race.
What's that? Come race?
Come race.
Bob, why should someone do the race?
I give up. Why should someone do the race?